Hello everyone, welcome to online session on building structure 6 subject. In today's session we are going to learn about braced frame systems. A braced frame system is a structural system which is designed to resist horizontal forces or lateral loads in a very efficient and economical way. Suppose a normal frame which consists of a column connected with a beam, a normal frame which is not a rigid connection or a moment connection. If it is a normal frame type, whenever a gravity loading is applied, then this frame will be on the safer side if the members are designed properly. But the same frame, if it is subjected to a lateral force, either a wind force or a earthquake or a seismic force, then this frame gets distorted, or it gets deflected, or there will be a sway occurring in the frame which changes the angle between the joint, that is beam and a column joint angle will get distorted. Because of this, the joint may fail. Then once the joint fails, the main structural members, that is beam and the column, fails, and hence entire structure may collapse. So to overcome this, what we can do is, if the frame is not rigidly connected, or if it is not a moment frame type, we can provide cross bracings like this. So these cross bracings will give a much more stiffness and a stability against a lateral forces which are acting on a frame, irrespective of whether the joint is moment resistant or a rigid connection. Even if it is a pinned connection also, cross bracings will be efficient enough to take the lateral loads. So this is how bracing systems are provided. Now what are the advantages of these bracing systems are that bracing system, due to these bracings, lateral story drift, the story drift displacements as well as the axial forces and bending moments in a columns reduces drastically. So there won't be any need for over designing a structure or more complicated design in the structure, but these will suffice the requirement for a building. Another is, if it is a steel bracing, it will be economical and it occupies a lesser space. A structural space will be comparatively lesser, so the free usable space will be more in any structure. Then steel bracings are very easy to erect and has a flexibility in the design for meeting the required strength and stiffness. These are very easy to handle, very easy to connect, and we can design these bracings in any manner without compromising strength and stiffness of a structure. Braced frame resist earthquake loads, wind loads in a much more efficient manner than that of a non-braced structures. Now let us study about different types of bracings. I'll classify bracings firstly into two types, that is concentric bracing type and eccentric bracing type. So this concentric bracing is nothing but a bracing system where axis of all the members, that is column, beam and bracings, intersect at a common point. Such members are called as a concentrically braced systems, and these are much more significant or efficient while carrying axial forces without a significant moment. So you can see a column, beam and a bracing will have a common point at the corner. In every type of a bracing system, these are the common points where beam, column and a bracing meets. So this type of bracing is called as a concentric type. In this there are various types based on the arrangement of a braces. First one is a single diagonal bracing, where I will provide the bracing along a single diagonal brace. Second one is a double diagonal or a X bracing. This in this bracing will be in the form of X shape. Then third one is K bracing. This will represent alphabet K, and fourth one is inverted K bracing. Second classification of a bracing system is eccentric type of a bracing. In this type, beam, column and a bracing may not have a common intersecting point. There might be some eccentricity at one or both the ends of the bracing system. Suppose, for example, in this system, here eccentricity is provided at this point. E represents eccentricity. If both members were joined at a single common point, then we could have said that it is a concentric bracing, but since there is a gap between the ends of both the bracing sides, so it is called as an eccentric bracing. Here also, at this point, bracing does not start from the junction of a beam and a column, but it has a certain distance, horizontal distance, which is a eccentricity, and then a bracing starts. So here also there is eccentricity on this gap, and in this example there is eccentricity on both the sides at both the ends of the bracings. So these are the different types of a bracing system which are used for a eccentrical type bracing arrangement, for which can be used for a eccentrical bracing type. From the understanding of concentric bracing system, we are sure that these bracing systems are quite efficient from strength and stiffness considerations, whereas the moment frames which are connected at the beam and a column joint, rigidly connected at beam and a column joint, where it transfers the moment from a beam to the column, moment frames will exhibit a considerable dissipation characteristics, but they are relatively flexible when strength is concerned. So moment frames are weak in strength, whereas concentric bracing frames are lagging in energy dissipation characteristics. So whereas this eccentric bracing system combines the positive characteristics of these two bracing systems, which will represent combine strength and stiffness of the frame, brace frame, and inelastic energy dissipation characteristics of a moment frame. Therefore, these eccentric type of a bracing frames are much more preferable in seismic regions, because in such a regions energy dissipation characteristics are of utmost importance. Another case of classification of a bracing is a vertical bracing and a horizontal bracing system. So in vertical bracing in a vertical planes are provided, which provides a load path to transfer the horizontal forces to a ground level and provide a lateral stability. Suppose take this building which is having a plan in this manner. I am applying a horizontal load from the leftward to rightward here. So these bracings, these cross bracings which are arranged in a vertical planes will help me to transfer the horizontal load into a load path from the top to the bottom. So here if you represent this as a axis system, horizontal x-axis, z-axis and a vertical y-axis. Now you can see that bracings are arranged in x, y axis, here also x, y axis, whereas on this plane these are z, y axis. So here bracings are arranged in either xy axis or zy axis. So at least three vertical planes of a bracings are required for efficient transfer of a horizontal system to the ground. It is preferable to locate these bracings at or near the corner of a structure. You can see in this plan also, at every corner we have provided a bracing systems. It ensures that the structure, in order to resist only torsional, any type of a torsional effect. If the bracings are identical or symmetrically provided, then horizontal forces will be equally distributed. Suppose if I am providing a bracing on this side, then same bracing should be provided on this side. Say I am providing a bracing at this end, I need to provide a bracing at this end. Similarly, if I am providing a bracing at this end and this end, I have to provide a bracing on this end and on this end. So symmetrical distribution of a bracing will help us symmetrical distribution of a horizontal forces also. It's not like we cannot provide a bracings in unsymmetrical manner. We can do that also, but only difficulty is that in such a system, each horizontal force carried by each bracing system has to be calculated separately, but these will also give us economical sections. In multi-story buildings, planes of vertical bracings are usually provided by a diagonal bracing between two lines of a column. If it is a single diagonal, then those are designated as a compression or a tension member, and if it is a double diagonal, those are designed as a slender tension member. So it says that if suppose this is a one column line and this is another column line, I am providing a bracing between two columns lines. I am connecting one column line with the other column line. So these members, such members will, which are a double, if since it is a double diagonal type, these types are designed as a slender tension members. If it was a single diagonal type where only one diagonal is provided, then those members could have acted as a tension or a compression members. Next one is horizontal bracing system. In this layer, in this type of a bracing, we provide a bracing along the horizontal plane. Suppose for example in this roof system, this is a Z direction, X direction and vertical Y direction. So I am providing a bracing along ZX plane, which is a XZ horizontal plane. I am providing a bracing along these two planes. So when we provide a bracing along a horizontal planes, what these bracings do is they carry the horizontal load and they transfer the lateral load or a horizontal load to the main vertical members or the vertical bracing systems, and these vertical bracing system will in turn transfer the load to the ground. There are two types of horizontal bracing system. One is the diaphragm type, another is a discrete triangular bracing. Diaphragm types have nothing but a floors or slabs. Flow solution with a permanent formwork in situ concrete fill provide an excellent rigid diaphragm to carry the horizontal forces. What happens is we provide a vertical, some kind of a moment resisting frame or something, then we provide a bracing system to that frame. The diaphragms will help us to collect or connect one frame to the other frame, as well as one bracing system to the other bracing system. Suppose for example in this building, I have a frame of one frame here, another frame here, another frame like this, another frame like this. So I have several frames along X direction and along Y direction. So the slab which is provided in between these frames will help me to connect all these frames together, which acts as a single rigid unit. So diaphragms are such types. Another is discrete triangular type, which are nothing but a triangular bracings which are provided in this type. Thank you for the session. In next class we will study about behavior of a braced frames. Thank you.